Okay guys, so this presentation is all about Hancock County Technical Center and whether you'd be interested in applying for your junior year. This is Miss Amy Bowles. She is the director at HCTC, and Miss Heather Pelletier, who's the student services coordinator. And you're going to hear about all the various programs, some of which are not even held at HCTC, so you're going to hear all about that. If you're interested, at the end, you will let the guidance department know. We'll write your name down. We have applications available, permission slips, because there is a mandatory visit involved, and we'll go from there. So Ms. Bowles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. As she said, my name is Amy Bowles, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the offerings at Hancock County Technical Center. Some of you may think to yourself, I have no interest in HCTC, but what we've tried to do over the last several years is speak to all sophomores, because interest is growing at HCTC and more students are coming. And what we'd like to do is build a culture where even if you're not interested in going yourself, you at least know what the programs are and what's happening at our school, so that the culture is you know what your friends are doing and can be supportive of your friends that do choose to come. So that's why now, the last several years, we meet with all kids so that everybody hears the same information. So HCTC is in Ellsworth. This year we have about 200 students, and those 200 students come from across Hancock County and Washington County. We have students that come to us from as far away as Narraguagus High School in Washington County. They take an hour bus ride one way to get to us. And Deer Isle Stonington is the second farthest away. And those kids also have about an hour bus ride to get to us each day. In addition, we have students from Sumner Memorial High School, from MDI High School, Ellsworth High School, Bucksport High School, George Stevens Academy, and Blue Hill Harbor School, which is a private school in Blue Hill. We also have an ever-growing population of homeschool students that come to us as well. One of the unique things about HCTC is that it's a little bit of a different learning environment. Sometimes when you're in a class at your high school, you're usually mixed in with some kids that really care about the class they're in, but usually a lot of the kids are taking it because they have to. It's a requirement. And so the culture in that classroom is a little bit different than what you'll find at HCTC. At HCTC, the kids that are in the classroom with you have all applied to be there and are 100% invested in what they're learning and what they want to accomplish in that program. So that kind of a learning environment is very different, because you're with kids that all are very passionate and want to be there. It's a choice to be there. It's a privilege, it's not a right. So it's a very different learning environment that's present at our school. A lot of you and your parents may have heard about HCTC and call it the Boggy Brook School. What I tell people is we've come a long way from when it was the Boggy Brook School. Our school now, in the state of Maine, career and technical education has changed quite a bit. And now CTE education in the state of Maine has very stringent guidelines about its programming and the requirements for students that are in those programs. And those requirements have made the programs more rigorous and given kids more access to the workforce and to college. Our placement rate at HCTC is over 93%, which means that over 93% of our students upon graduation go to college for the program that they came to HCTC for, or enter immediately into the workforce in the program in which they came to HCTC for. So that percentage is extremely high. We have one of the highest placement rates in the state. We're very proud of that. What we're going to show you first is a little over a 2-minute video, which will highlight very quickly the 11 programs that we have. We have grown quite a bit the last few years. So that'll give you just a short synopsis of the programs, and then we'll spend a little bit of time talking about each program and the application process. Can you see? I see So HCTC has grown quite a bit over the last few years. Within the last 5 years, we've added 5 new programs. One began this year, Biomedical Sciences, which we'll talk about in a little bit, and we are adding a new program in the fall, which will actually be here at MDI High School, Marine Service Technology. One of the things that I want to make sure that students understand about Hancock County Technical Center is sometimes kids come to HCTC thinking they're just going to be doing hands-on work all the time. And that is so far from the truth. A lot of kids come and the first couple weeks of school get frustrated because they think as soon as they get to HCTC, they're going to be under the hood of a vehicle and able to work on cars all day long. And that is not at all how HCTC operates. By law, career and technical programs have to document a certain number of classroom hours for each program and a certain number of live work hours for each program. You have to do quite a bit of reading and writing in all of the programs in order to be able to access the live work environment. So that's something that I want you to keep in mind, and I'll talk to you a little bit per program about what that looks like. But there is a lot of academic work that goes along with our programs. The first program that I'll talk to you about is automotive technology. We're one of the only automotive programs in the state of Maine that is NATEF certified and ASE certified. Those letters might not mean much to you, but what that means is that on a national level, our automotive programs follows national industry standards for entry-level mechanic work. We have the equipment and tools that meet the needs of our employers in the area and nationwide to prepare you to enter the workforce as an entry-level mechanic. A lot of our students, however, go on and get their associate's degree in automotive technology at the community college level because they realize in our program that they can find success and do the college work. Our automotive instructor has been vetted by the community college system and is approved to teach the community college automotive introductory level classes. So you can, as a junior in high school, if you choose to, be enrolled in automotive technology, but also be enrolled in the college course and earn college credits in the program. What that allows you to do is if you decide to go into college for automotive technology, you will not have to take some of the entry-level courses at the community college level, saving you time and money. In this program, because we are ASE certified, if you do a good job and work your way through some of the different certifications you can earn, you will be able to do possible internships and paid apprenticeships your senior year with different automobile mechanics in the area. If you choose not to go to college, you can earn enough certifications to go into an entry-level mechanic's job in the community. As mentioned before, Biomedical Sciences is a brand new program this year. This year, this program was a satellite program at Ellsworth High School. We are moving it to HCTC in the fall is our hope. We have it in the budget to do construction and create a state-of-the-art science lab at HCTC so that this program can be right at our school. This program has been created in conjunction with Jackson Lab. They've been huge partners with us. As you know and probably seen in the newspapers, Jackson Lab is moving a new facility into Ellsworth and is going to be looking for tons of workers. This program will prepare you to either enter an entry-level job at Jax, but the majority of kids that are currently in this program are looking to go to four-year science colleges. We have several students that are looking to be veterinarians. We have a couple that want to be doctors, and we have a few that want to become scientists research. What this program does is your junior year, it will introduce you to biology. For Ellsworth High School students, they take biology their junior year, and students that take this program will not have to take a biology class because all of the biology concepts are covered in this program. You will also do a lot of in-depth work with anatomy and physiology, and you will learn a lot of the introductory level biomedical concepts. Your senior year, the way the program is going to involve is there are going to be 2 pathways within this program that your senior year you can determine which one you want to go into. One will be a clinical medical field pathway, and the other one will be a biotechnology pathway. If you're more interested in biotechnology research and development, you can be in that pathway. So kids will be able to access either one of those strands their senior year. This program, because it's in collaboration with JAX, our students have gone to Jackson Lab 3 times already. They're scheduled to go a 4th. They've been given access to a lot of the research facilities that sometimes students don't access. They've been working with scientists. Scientists have come to us and worked with us. And we're hoping, it's looking like some of our students will be given some of those highly coveted internships this summer between their junior and senior year. If you're in this program, one of the requirements is to enter into the Maine State Science Fair as a team. So all of our students in the program currently are in groups of 2 or 3 and have been conducting research assignments and will be going to Colby College in a few weeks to do their science presentations at the Maine State Science Fair. Uh-oh. Try MLTI guest, yeah. That's all right. What you were going to see was a clip of one of our junior students that's in the program, and what she talked about a little bit in the clip is from a student perspective, how much she's learned about RNA, DNA, and how currently they are in the process of breeding mice and looking at how mutations have occurred and things like that. And she also talked about in her clip how she's really enjoyed meeting students from other high school and that it's created a unique learning environment that she hasn't been a part of before. Carpentry. Carpentry is a puzzle to me because this program, typically we get not as many students apply as we would suspect would. Carpentry and construction jobs are the fastest growing job in the state of Maine. We have people calling HCTC weekly begging us to send companies workers who can do basic construction. They are estimating that over the next 10 years that they will not be able to keep up with the demand for construction jobs because there are not enough trained workers in this field. So if you're someone who's kind of floundering and can't decide, you might want to consider carpentry because the construction job demand is absolutely there. In our program, you will get your OSHA 10-hour card. That's the first couple weeks of school. All of you that are in programs like automotive, diesel, welding, marine service, culinary, and carpentry, you have to do 10-hour OSHA training, which gets you your 10-hour OSHA card. That is something that you can take with you and put on a resume if you're going for a job. And it's also something that colleges like to see, that you already have that behind you before you get into some of their entry-level classes. Carpentry, some students like to work on very specific individualized projects. However, you can do that, but you'll all be working on NCCER curriculum, which is the National Construction Standards for building houses. We are also putting in the budget for next year new CAD software and computer stations so that students can start accessing that kind of computer software for the design element as well. Culinary arts is probably one of our most popular programs. We always have huge waiting lists for culinary arts. There are 3 pathways within culinary arts. Some students choose to dabble in all 3. You will be given introductory skills in all 3, but some students typically really pick one of 3 pathways to focus on in the program. One is restaurant service and hospitality. That's one pathway. The second is commercial baking, and the third is culinary arts, so the art of cooking. We have an on-site restaurant, Brookside Restaurant, that's open every Wednesday to the public, 12 to 1:30. And popularity for that restaurant has grown over the years. We now service 50 to 60 people within that hour and a half. And students in this program are responsible for everything pertaining to the restaurant. Everything from menu development, cost analysis of ingredients, setting up the restaurant, cooking the food, waiting on people, taking care of the dishes, the cleanup, everything, the business side. So you'll see all of it. In addition, the community uses us. We must cater 1 to 2 events a week where we do all of the prep work for different events going on, whether the catering event be at our school or somewhere else. Diesel technology, I touched on earlier. Diesel technology is also NATEF certified. It's also a very popular program. There's typically waiting lists for this program as well. Students can earn certifications, as you can see in the third bullet: engine performance, brakes, steering and suspension, and basic electronics. What I'm really excited with the addition of marine service technology is that kids now really have clear pathways. Before, a lot of kids were really interested in marine service and took diesel because of the diesel engine work that they wanted to do. Now you're going to have really clear choices for what you're interested in. Diesel technology will work with diesel engines and focus on heavy equipment vehicles and construction vehicles in this program. Early childhood education is another popular program there's usually wait lists for. This program teaches you basic entry-level skills to be an early childhood assistant from ages birth to grade 3. However, we have a lot of students come through our program who are interested in teaching middle school, high school, special education. We have students come to our program that are interested in child psychology and child development. If you do the work over the course of the 2 years, you will take a licensing exam and submit a portfolio to the State of Maine Licensing Board. And if you pass the exam and the portfolio process, you will become a licensed early child care assistant, meaning you could go into different facilities and be hired immediately as a child care assistant. Most of our students go on to 4-year schooling for education. Health Occupations is probably the most in-demand program that we have. I wish we had multiple teachers for this program. Health Occupations is a 2-year program, but it's a little split up, so you have options. Your first year in this program, you do your CNA. You become a certified nursing assistant. You have a certain number of clinical hours that you will do in local nursing home facilities and at the hospital in Ellsworth. You will work side by side with CNAs and be trained in that field. At the end of your junior year, you will take the State of Maine licensing exam, and should you pass, you'll be able to start working the summer between your junior and senior year in high school as a CNA making decent money. Again, people get jobs like that in this field. The medical field is one of the fastest growing occupations right now in the state of Maine. Your senior year, there are 2 semester-long courses. The first semester is medical terminology. If you are interested in anything having to do with the medical field, but you don't think that the CNA pathway is for you, you can come to HCTC for a semester only to take medical terminology. Then the second semester is CRMA, and that's Certified Residential Medication Aid. That is a stackable certification on top of the CNA that allows you to administer medication to patients. And that will give you a couple extra dollars per hour at different facilities having that certification as well. About 96% of our students go on to 4-year nursing or 4-year colleges upon graduation from our 2-year programs. Law enforcement. You've had a lot of students come through this program from MDI and have very, very high success. Law enforcement program really focuses in on the pre-Maine Criminal Justice Academy curriculum. So you'll be given all kinds of entry-level skills and information that prepares you to go either into law enforcement in college and then to the Maine Criminal Justice Academy. This program is highly intensive in terms of reading and writing. The amount of reading and writing you have to do in this program is probably the most out of all of our programs. You will do a lot of constitutional law. You've got to learn the statutes, you've got to learn codes, and you've got to learn the laws. So there's a lot of that, especially the fall of your junior year of the program. Then once you get through a lot of that background information, then the hands-on work starts to be incorporated in. You will be exposed to all facets of criminal justice, not just police work. You will be exposed to the jail side and the parole side. You'll learn about Marine Patrol. You'll learn about game warden, and then different aspects of criminal justice. You will do things like break down a crime scene investigation, learn how to do that, how to conduct a traffic stop. You'll learn about domestic abuse and violence and how to handle situations like that should you encounter them in the legal profession. We will really expose you to a wide variety of the law profession. One of the nice things about Mr. Balarjan, who you see in the picture, he's the instructor. He's former police, former military, but he's also a college professor at night. So if you are in his program and you choose to, you can enroll in college, again, like I mentioned with automotive, and you can earn up to 6 credits for Intro to Criminal Justice courses to get you a step ahead when you go to college. Marine Service Technology, I'm very excited, is our new program starting in the fall. You see Mr. Kablinski and some of your classmates. This program is going to start in the fall and is called a satellite program. All that a satellite program means is that it's under HCTC's umbrella. It has to follow the same rules and regulations as other CTE programs, but it's simply housed here. Students from all the other high schools that I mentioned earlier in the presentation will be coming here for this program as well. We're very excited about it. People here have worked very hard to get this up and ready for you for the fall because of the demand in the community and the workforce for you to join this program. You can see through the bullets some of the different types of things you'll be working on. And again, what I like about this is it's going to give you kids really clear pathways. I mean, there are 5 programs that kids now can choose between that typically haven't really met everyone's needs, but kids kind of try to fit in somewhere. But now it's really clear. There's automotive, there's diesel, there's welding, there's carpentry, and there's marine service technology. So there is something for everyone now, which I'm really excited about. Multimedia design always used to be TV video production, and it has morphed now into something, in my opinion, that's better meeting the needs of today's society and better meeting the needs of kids. Most of you probably remember, I'm hoping, that you took a survey about a year and a half ago about all the different programs we have at HCTC. And one of the questions on there was, what are some possible new programs we might house for you in the future? This was by far, hands down, the #1 request of kids all over Hancock County. This used to be just TV video production. It is now multimedia design, and there are 6 different pathways within this program that kids can choose to focus on. Students in this program will get entry-level skills in all 6 pathways, and then you get to determine what you focus in on. The pathways include everything from video game design to photography to animation to graphic design to actual TV video production and audio. So there's really something for everyone. Welding technology is, again, one of those fields that I get calls weekly. People requesting that I send them workers from our welding program. This program follows the American Welding Society standards, and students really work at an individualized pace, and as you complete standards, you take certification exams that are held at Eastern Maine Community College, and every time you pass these exams, you can pretty much add money to how much you make an hour in the welding community, because that's what these certifications do. In this program, you're going to do MIG and TIG welding, and you're going to do a lot of work with metals. This program is a satellite program. It's at Bucksport High School. So what happens for MDI kids, and we had one student do it this year until he moved, is you will take a bus to Ellsworth, and then Ellsworth picks up all the welding kids from all over Hancock County, and we transport you to Bucksport to take your welding course. They have their own entrance there. You do not have to go into Bucksport High School. They have a back entrance right into the welding program. You get dropped off right there, you do your welding program, you come back to Ellsworth. So if this is something you're interested in, we can talk about what that would look like for you. One of the things that I've talked a little bit about throughout the slides that I really want to focus in on now, a lot of people don't realize that by coming to HCTC, you have a lot of opportunities for post-secondary, meaning you can earn college credits while you're in our programs at HCTC. There are 2 different types of programs with colleges that you can enroll in. The first are called articulation agreements, which means you're not technically a college student while you're in high school, but our program has an agreement with a specific school. If you decide to go to that school we have an agreement with, you might not have to take an entry-level class, which saves you time and money. If a program is dual enrolled with a college, that means that you can make the choice to enroll in the college class within our program, and you have to follow the college curriculum with our teachers' assistants, and you will leave with a college transcript upon completion of the course. Having a college transcript means you don't have to go to that specific school. You can take that transcript with you anywhere and use it as part of your application process. Some of the different schools we have partners with, which I think surprises people. We have articulation agreements with schools in Maine, but we also go outside of Maine as well. We have articulation agreements with a lot of different schools, including BU. And then most of our dual enrollment is with the community college system and specific courses there. The last thing that I'm going to talk to you about before I talk about the application process to HCTC is Bridge Year. The Bridge Year program is something that started in the state of Maine 4 years ago, I would say, and we are now in our third cohort of students doing Bridge Year. Hancock County is doing it a little bit differently in that we're doing it as a county cohort. What Bridge Year is it's an opportunity for high school students to get college classes done for their 4 core academic areas while they're juniors and seniors in high school. In some instances, students that complete Bridge Year are already done their freshman year of college at a significantly reduced rate. What happens is you apply to be in this program. We only take 20 students county-wide, and these students are now University of Maine students, and they are taking 4 Bridge Year college classes. When you become a freshman in college, you typically take 4 classes your first semester, your freshman year in college. You would be taking these 4 classes across the course of your year, junior year. You would then take another 4 classes your senior year. So you would end up taking a minimum of 8 classes. In addition, they always offer extra opportunities in the summer if kids want to add even more courses on. The kicker about this is the grant money that's established with it means that families pay $40 a credit hour. So for 4 college classes, your family would only pay $120 to $150 for the 4 college classes. If you were to take 4 college classes on a college campus, it's typically thousands of dollars. So this opportunity saves families a considerable amount of money, and it saves you time on the back end, because if your college accepts all the transfer credits, a lot of students go in already done part, if not all, of their freshman year of college. In addition, a new scholarship has been added to this program through the Department of Labor. If you meet certain financial requirements and you're enrolled at HCTC, they will pay for your classes while you're in high school. And if you choose to stay in the state of Maine, that scholarship money will follow you through college, covering your tuition, your books, and possibly your mileage if you don't live on campus. It's a huge, huge opportunity for kids, and we've been fortunate enough last year and this year we've had several students qualify for that scholarship. For this program, there are cut scores. Okay, you take a college math, a college English, a college science, and a college social studies. In order to be able to take the math and the English, you have to meet University of Maine cut scores on the AccuPlacer. For those of you that aren't familiar with AccuPlacer, AccuPlacer is a college board test that a lot of schools around the nation, but specifically in Maine, use for placement into appropriate entry-level classes for freshman year in college. On Wednesday, April 5th, students that are interested in Bridge Year are going to be bused to HCTC, and we're going to administer the AccuPlacer to all candidates who have applied to Bridge Year and see if you meet the cut scores. We don't want to put you in a bad situation. If you're not ready to take college math, we are not going to put you in college math, because if you didn't do well, or heaven forbid you failed, that's going to go on a college transcript that follows you. So we want to make sure that kids are placed appropriately in the right courses. Having said that, because this is a cohort opportunity, these bridge year classes are at Ellsworth High School. So what will happen is, if you choose to take advantage of this opportunity, you will be at HCTC for half a day, and then the bridge year classes the other half of the day are at Ellsworth with the other 19 students that applied for this program. You currently have 2 MDI juniors in bridge year right now at Ellsworth High School. They are full-fledged MDI students. They participate in your athletic programs. They participate in your after-school stuff. They simply do their academics at Ellsworth so they can take advantage of this amazing opportunity. So there is that rub. It does mean taking academics at Ellsworth High School. But for these 2 students, the opportunity and the money savings precluded that. So I just want to make sure that you understand the opportunity and some of the pitfalls as well for doing that. There are 2 separate application processes. Now that I'll go in kind of into the application process, you have to be an HCTC student to do bridge year. It's the way the grant is set up in the state of Maine. You can't do bridge year and not do HCTC. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is it is a dual application process. They're not complicated applications, but it is 2 separate applications. The HCTC application is biographical information and 2 short answers, and you need a statement of support from someone that supports you attending HCTC and knows a little bit about you as a student. Could be a teacher, could be a guidance counselor, could be an administrator. Okay, those need to be turned into guidance, I would say, by the 27th of March, because your guidance department needs to attach your attendance, your discipline, and your transcripting report cards to your application before it gets sent over to my office. And all of Hancock County will be applying by March 31st. Decisions will be made probably around April vacation. Having said that, I want you to know up front that by law, some of our programs have restrictions. So for example, automotive technology, very popular program, I can only take 12 students county-wide from all 8 high schools. CNA and health occupations, I can only take 20 county-wide from all 8 high schools. So I don't say that to deter you or discourage you from applying. I say that to you to take your application seriously, because any impression you want to leave with us as we're making decisions is to be a good one. So take your time on your essays. I read every single one of them. Take your time as you fill things out. And the second requirement of the application process is a visit to our school, where you visit the 1 program or 2 programs you might be interested in, and you interview with the instructor. When I say interview, you're not expected to know background knowledge about the program, but they're looking for things like, are you on your phone while they're having a conversation with you? Are you looking all over the place and not making eye contact? Okay, are you respectful while you're there? All of those things go a long way in terms of the application process. Okay, so those are the 2 biggest parts of the application process to come. Having said that, the way the application and decision enrollment process works is that every program has a certain number of slots per high school. MDI is the largest high school in Hancock County, so for every program, you have the most number of slots. If you don't use all your slots, they go to kids from other high schools. Okay? If there's 7 of you that apply for 5 slots, then we take the best 5. Okay? And sometimes you might think, oh, I'm straight A's, I'm going. Well, if you blow your interview, we'll take a B kid who totally invested themselves in the visit and did a great job at the visit over that, possibly. Okay, there's a wide variety of things we look at. The bridge year application is also due to HCTC by March 31st. When you look at the application, you're going to think, are you kidding me? It's like 30 pages. Like 23 pages of it are parent information, is a packet for your parents. The last few pages are, again, biographical information, and you need to get letters from teachers, okay? One of them can be the same person that writes your statement of support from HCTC. You don't need to ask all different people, okay? Do you want to put the slide up for the visits? So MDI is visiting Monday, March 20th, and I know in a few minutes when it's time to grab stuff, your guidance counselors have already prepared your field trip forms for you for that visit. If you're interested in welding and marine service, we are doing different dates for those visits because they're in different places. If you are interested in welding technology, that visit will be on Wednesday, March 22nd. You will take the MDI bus to Ellsworth to HCTC, and Mrs. Pelletier will be taking all welding interested kids to Bucksport to meet that teacher and talk to you about what that program looks like. Then on Thursday, March 23rd, Mrs. Pelletier will be bringing students from Sumner, Bucksport, Ellsworth, Narragansett, and Deer Isle here to visit with Mr. Koblinski and his program. And if you're interested in marine service, when we arrive, we will be having you join us and doing the visit all at the same time. Having said that, if all you're interested in is welding and marine service, you do not need to come to HCTC. However, if you're torn between diesel and welding, then I recommend you come on Monday and you go on Wednesday. The only way you're going to make a good choice about what program you're interested in is if you see it. Having said that, when you come to HCTC on that Monday, if you are torn between two programs, when you talk to your guidance counselors, you need to tell them that, because I will split your visit in half so you can visit more than one program. Having said that, after you do your visit, on the application, it asks for a first choice program and a second choice program. Only put a second choice program if you would accept a slot in it. A lot of years we have to waitlist kids from their first choice. If we waitlist you and you put a second choice, we do everything we can to at least get you into your second choice program. If you would not really want to come to a second choice, don't put it, because you're taking a slot from a kid who maybe really wants it. If there's only one program you're interested in, just put that. You're not going to hurt or hinder yourself. One surefire way to have your application go to the bottom of the pile is to submit it late. If your application gets to my office in April instead of March, it will go to the bottom of the pile. And if I have room after I've gone through all the other applications, then you might get in. But chances are, based on the other 3 high school visits I've done so far this week, we're going to have wait lists. So make sure you're timely in when you hand things in, please. Having said that, this is your opportunity. Do you have any questions for us or for guidance about any specific programs or the application process? Yes.
For the criminal justice program, how does getting college, like dual enrollment and college credits, how does that help you get ahead in the field?
Okay, his question is, explain how in criminal justice, if you do the dual enrollment and get the 6 college credits, how that helps you in college and get ahead in criminal justice. What it does is when you apply to college, if you have a college transcript attached to your application to any college, and they see that you've tackled college level work and been successful, in talking to admissions offices, you're gonna get knocked up a notch in terms of acceptance. So that's one way. The second way is, if the college you're applying to accepts those credits, you won't have to take those classes towards criminal justice, which will end up saving you time and tuition money. Other questions? I did that good of a job, huh? So you guys, so at this time, what we're going to do is, if you at all are interested in any of the HCTC programs and or Bridge Year, the HCTC applications are up front, as are the Bridge Year applications, as well as a permission form to go on the visit. You need to sign up. There are sign-up sheets up here. You need to put your name, the programs that you're interested in, and if you are interested in Bridge Year. Mrs. Gertler, do you have anything else you want to add?
Yes. So if you're interested at all, you need to do on the sign-up sheet with Ms. Rauer. We'll just have 2 lines going to make it go a little bit quicker. You'll need to tell us what you're interested in, what your name is, and we'll need to get you a permission slip for the bus and application. And if you're interested in the Bridge Year, you need to let us know that as well. One of the other things Ms. Bowles didn't mention, but somebody asked about law enforcement. If anybody's interested in nursing, which is highly competitive right now in this country, if you do the CNA program in medical terminology, it gets you booped to the top of the list. It shows colleges that, hey, you know how to do this stuff. We don't have to start from the beginning. So it is all a positive thing to think about. So if you are not interested in all, you're welcome to go. Any students that are possibly interested, want to take the ride, we need you to sign up, get the permission slips, and go from there.
Thank you, guys. You were great.